We were actually updating our travel plans based on the new regulations that came into effect on November 20th. But yesterday, there are further regulations that came into effect starting from today in Turkey.
So unfortunately, cases have been rising from 4,500 sick people with COVID to now 6,500. And that number now even includes people showing no symptoms, for a total of 30,000 COVID cases a day.
And we wanted to discuss again what does it mean to us and how would affect your travel plans to Turkey starting from today.
Well, how will that exactly impact you? And we're going to start with the first new regulation, and that is going to be a weekday curfew. Beginning December 1st, there is going to be a curfew beginning at 9 p.m. local time, lasting until 5 a.m. the next morning, and that affects Turkish citizens and residents.
That means it's going to affect me, but it won't affect Steve because he's not a Turkish resident, so he can go party with the street cats after 9 p.m. again.
The second new regulation that is coming into place now is a full weekend lockdown for Turkish citizens and residents from 9 p.m. December 4th, Friday, through 5 a.m. local time Monday morning, and every weekend going forward, there will be a full lockdown for Turkish citizens and residents.
Of course, there are some exceptions. For example, you can go to the grocery store or vegetable store, butcher in your neighborhood. If you're a tourist, you're probably not going to obey these rules anyways.
Right, we don't want to scare you. Likely this time, as the November 20th regulations, tourists will not have to comply. They're able to go out and about after the curfew times, during the lockdown times, but keep in mind, there are going to be a lot of limitations on what is going to be open now on weekends, only essential services. So we're going to talk exactly about how that will impact your trip if you're coming to Turkey.
Restaurants and cafes will remain open, but unfortunately you cannot dine in indoors. This actually came in on November 20th, so ever since November 20th, we've been picking up food or ordering it for delivery from the restaurants. This will continue, except on the weekends, Turkish citizens will not be able to go pick up their food from the restaurants. But yet again, tourists should be fine.
And pickup will actually only be available 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the weekdays for even tourists. So if you're arriving after 8 p.m. like a friend of ours just did, you're going to need to know about the Yemek Sepeti app.
Yeah, Yemek Sepeti has both Turkish and English versions. It's so easy to navigate around. It's like seamless for Americans who might be familiar. As long as you have a Turkish phone number, you will be easily sign up and start using it immediately.
If you're going to stay at a hotel though, and your hotel has a restaurant, as of now, those are going to continue to stay open even after 8 p.m. So then the next thing you're going to want to know about is tourist attractions. And last time we spoke, Basilica Cistern was already closed. It's going to remain closed. And now museums and things like that are not going to be deemed essential services. So even those will be closed during the weekend.
But of course, we don't know about the open air museums like Pamukkale, Ephesus yet. I actually gave a call to Pamukkale as well. They haven't gotten any kind of restrictions yet, but that may come into effect. We don't know yet. When we find out, we will definitely update that information under the description of this video.
Of course, so going forward, shopping malls are also going to be under new regulations. For Turkish citizens and residents, they're going to need to show their HES code in order to enter your shopping malls. And now shopping malls are only going to be open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays. They're going to even be closed on weekends for tourists as well.
And in terms of Grand Bazaar, since it's not considered as a mall, you don't need a HES code in order to enter the Grand Bazaar. But unfortunately, it will be also closed on the weekends, as I just found out over the phone with them as well. There is also limitation on the streets and touristic places. So if you're planning to visit, just be aware that there might be some limitations coming from the police. But we don't know the size of it yet. They haven't declared those kind of limitations officially yet. But pools, spas, massage salons, and Turkish baths will be closed. So if you were looking forward to have some Turkish bath experience, unfortunately, you won't be able to do so until the further announcements will be made for the regulations, I guess.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. But my favorite regulation so far was coming to effect on November 20th that you cannot smoke outdoors, because some people used to pull down their masks and smoke. It was just not helping for the situation. So I'm glad that is actually not allowed anymore in Turkey.
Then we're going to come up to, I guess, the most important question for people who are thinking of coming to Turkey and traveling within Turkey is, how is travel within the country impacted, travel to the country impacted? As of now, COVID testing upon arrival is still not a requirement. So the normal regulations apply. Just get your visa on arrival or e-visa and you're good to go. There are some minor restrictions as far as Turkish citizens and residents go that are coming into place with these December 1st regulations, but they should not affect tourists.
For Turkish citizens though, it's not allowed to cross the cities by car anymore unless they have some sort of legitimate excuse that is outlined on their rules. But Turkish citizens will also be allowed to travel within Turkey by plane, by buses or trains. Limitations on the private cars, unfortunately.
Right, and of course, you'll need your HES application in order to travel as a Turkish citizen or resident. Tourists, we believe, still are not required to get a HES application, but in the event, better be safe than sorry. We're going to talk about how to get that in just a second.
But really quickly, the services at the airports are actually open. So if you're traveling, you will be able to pick up food at airports. You can also use the restaurants or places on the highways if your transportation is stopping by. Say if your bus is stopping by the restaurant, you will be still able to dine in there as far as we know.
Right, and the curfew and lockdown time, we believe, still does not apply to tourists as far as catching a flight or catching a bus. So you could still get to the airport after the 9 p.m. curfew time or during the weekends to catch the flight into or out of the country. Don't worry so much about that.
But how to get the HES code?
You can actually download it on your Android or Apple phone. It's called Life Fits into Home in English on the store there. And you can put in your basic tourist information, and within 5 to 10 minutes, you'll have your QR code through the application. If for some reason it doesn't work on the application, there is a number 2023 that you could text upon entering Turkey and provide the information, and they should send the QR code directly to your phone.
As long as you have a Turkish number.
Yeah, that's the one kind of caveat that we've noticed, which is why we don't think that foreigners are absolutely required to have it, but some places may still ask for it anyway. So if you could get one, we recommend doing so.
And if you want more information on that, you can also check out our coronavirus guide video we made back in September.
Ultimately, is it worthwhile to come to Turkey right now?
It is ultimately your decision. It really depends on the way that you are traveling new places. If you care about dining in, if you care about going to museums at any time you want or malls, that might be a little bit difficult.
Right, so if you want to come to Turkey, it's still possible. You just have to plan accordingly. And if you want to hold off and come when coronavirus calms down, we don't blame you at all. It's a beautiful country though, and you should absolutely come.
If you ask us what we're gonna do next, honestly, we don't know right now. We are discussing and we are evaluating a lot of different options. It could be traveling within Turkey as much as we can, or maybe taking different steps. We will definitely update you on that very soon. We are right now trying to get our Turkish videos out of the door. We are a little backlogged because of these updates.
So yes, and one quick note, we apologize about the quality of the video a little bit. Our camera had an issue. Second camera issue. So we shot this on our cell phone. And if you like the information, we would greatly appreciate it if you gave this video a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We have plenty more Turkey videos that are on their way, especially from the south of Turkey, and we can't wait to share them with you.
And we decide to come to Turkey soon. Hope to see you around.
See you soon.
Take care.